Good evening, dear students. Welcome to Vidya Shakti Science Session. This is a short video on the chapter Force and Pressure. We're done with the force. We are yet to do with the pressure. We are on the last verge of pressure. And if you could remember, in the last class, we were discussing about atmospheric pressure. Now, what is this atmospheric pressure? ಅಟ್ಮಾಸ್ಫಿಯರ್ ವಾತಾವರಣ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಒತ್ತಡ ವಾತಾವರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಒತ್ತಡ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಅಟ್ಮಾಸ್ಫಿಯರಿಕ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ದ ಅಟ್ಮಾಸ್ಫಿಯರಿಕ್ ಏರ್ extends up to many kilometers above the surface of the earth. The pressure exerted by this air is known as atmospheric pressure, the pressure that is being exerted by air. Let us understand in a much more clarity with regarding to this topic with the help of the visual aid. Can you all see my screen? Yeah. You can see here two altitude has been mentioned. Warm air, cold air, low, high. So what do we understand from this? We know that pressure is force per unit area. Formula ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತು ನಮ್ಗೆ. See, if we imagine a unit of area filled with air, then the force of gravity on air is the atmospheric pressure. So in a textbook, you have the explanation with the help of a cylinder. So what happens? The molecules contribute to the pressure weight at this altitude and the molecules contribute to the pressure weight at this altitude. So in both the way you can find the pressure, isn't it? Similarly, a rubber sucker. Do you know what a rubber sucker does? What does that do? Any answers from your end? Okay. So before the rubber sucker, you have to understand that atmospheric pressure is the force that is exerted by the weight of the air above a point of Earth, and this weight is created by gravity. Gravity pulls air molecules towards the Earth. This particular example, remember, gravity pulls air molecules towards the Earth. We can understand with the help of a rubber sucker. Before that, this caused them to be denser near the surface, which turns creates pressure. As altitude increases, there is less air above, so the force of gravity has less air to pull on, resulting in lower atmospheric temperature. So, as the altitude increases, you can see here the molecules with high pressure is here. But once the altitude increases, you can see it is at free space. So, the pressure is being decreased. Right? That is why people who go to space, they'll be literally flying. The reason is there is no gravity. Okay, imagine the earth if we didn't had gravity, how we could all had been. So next, so always science is something you relate and learn. Okay, how gravity creates atmospheric pressure. First thing is the gravity's pull. Gravity constantly pulls off the air molecules in the atmosphere towards the Earth's surface. Next, this pull causes the air to have weight. Okay, the total weight of the column of air above any given point is what creates atmospheric pressure. I repeat, you can note this down. The total weight of the column of air above any given point is what it creates atmospheric pressure. At sea level, the air column is very tall, so there is large amount of air weight and high atmospheric pressure. At higher altitudes, as I told about the space, the air column is shorter, meaning there is less air to weigh down on the area below. This results in lower atmospheric pressure. So, take a rubber sucker like this, stick onto the surface, let it stick properly, and then start pulling it. Can you? You can, but you have to inherit a lot of pressure. ತುಂಬಾ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಳೆದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಆಚೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. And the pressure what you give should be more than the atmospheric pressure. ಆಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅದು ಆಚೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Okay. That is why this rubber sucker is in wide application in the plastic, in the glass, in the metal, in the ceramic to hold things. Okay. ಅದು ಗಟ್ಟಿಯಾಗಿ ಕಚ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಹೇರಳವಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. Having said that, we have come to the end of this chapter about the pressure. So pressure of atmosphere and various pressure factor, force, different varieties of force, all these things you have learned through this chapter. In the next session, let us meet with a new chapter, friction. Until then, take good care of yourself. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka Mate, Jai Vidya Shakti. Namaste.